Country Prepper just put up a video on his YouTube channel, and he's asking the question, do preppers actually look forward to an SHTF event? And I really got to thinking. My wife was sitting there as we were kind of watching this, getting dinner ready last night, and she said, oh, absolutely not. People can't be looking forward to having an event that is going to be so catastrophic that we're all going to have to hunker back down and get into it all. And I said, you know, I really do believe that there is a proportion of preppers, survivalists, bushcrafters, whatever you want to call us, that are actually looking forward to it. They've stockpiled ammo. They've stockpiled extra rifles. They've got food storage for a year, 2 years, 3 years. They've got a bug-out location, fully defensible. And they got no reason today to use it for anything other than just practicing for the end of the world scenario. So are they looking forward to it? I suspect that there's a few that really are looking forward to it, hoping that it's going to happen. I personally am not looking forward to it, even though I do believe that a total reset is absolutely needed to save this country from the direction that it's been heading for the last 7.5 years. The election that's coming up is vitally important. We have terrible choices this time around. I mean, you talk about the lesser of the two evils. We've got somebody that can't keep his mouth shut, that insults, that demeans. He's been called a racist. He's been called a bigot. He's been called a misogynist. He's been called a sexist. You name it. But he brought a lot of that on himself because he doesn't know how to temper his language like a professional politician. Well, thankfully, he's not a professional politician. He's in the business right now of getting elected to be president so that he can orchestrate the change. On the other side of the aisle, we've got Hillary Clinton, who's simply going to continue the last 7.5 years of failed Obama domestic and foreign policy issues. She's already made her statement very clear and where she stands on the Second Amendment. She doesn't believe that the Second Amendment is an individual right, a la the Heller decision from the Supreme Court. And I believe that she will do everything in her power to restrict access to firearms for the general public. She doesn't understand that gun control really doesn't work to keep the guns out of the criminals because they don't care about the laws. Law-abiding citizens, yeah, they care about the law. And yeah, if they said you can't have guns anymore, there's going to be a lot of law-abiding citizens that are going to voluntarily give up their firearms, give up their ammo, all that. Yeah. The Supreme Court decisions that are pending, the president's recommendations right now, and then pending a congressional hearing and approval and all that kind of stuff, absolutely vitally important for not only the next term as president, but probably for the next generation as well. You put on somebody that's going to be a new Supreme Court justice that's in their mid-40s, early 50s, they can be there for another 20 or 25 or even 30 years. And if they have a liberal bent, if they don't believe that the Second Amendment is a viable amendment to our Constitution or is a viable right now for us to have and to hold and to keep ourselves safe, we're going to have heck to pay over time trying to restore that God-given right. So back to the thought the Country Prepper put up, and I'll put a link down below to that particular video, and go take a look. The guy's pretty sharp. He's got some really good ideas, does a lot of good quality videos. So he's got my support. I've been a sub for quite a while of his channel. But to get back to that thought, yeah, preppers, there are a significant portion, I believe, it's a minority, but a significant minority, that are truly looking forward to something happening. Whatever form it may take, whether it's an EMP or an economic collapse or a foreign invasion or the supervolcano at Yellowstone going off, you name it, those folks are actually anxious for some of that to happen so that they can put on their bug-out bags and start walking, so that they can hunker down and get their defenses set up in their home, so that they can actually use some of the food preps that they've stored. They can learn how to build a fire out in their backyard so that they can cook the food that they can't keep in their freezer anymore because they don't have any electric power. There's people that are actually looking forward to living like that. I, for one, no way. I just enjoy the peace and serenity of living in a almost country suburban environment where I've got a place 45 to 50 miles away that I can get away to, go up, shoot my guns, camp out a little bit, have some fun, keep us off the streets at night, you know what I mean. So, yeah, I do believe that something is going to happen. I am not looking forward to it. I don't want to see it happen. But I'm as ready as I can be, both mentally, physically, and inventory-wise. And I want to urge you all to do the same. Be prepared, and be prepared always. This is the Prepared Suburbanite, out for now.